Hey guys, this is Nisi of Spoil Me Nisi back with another video. Tonight I'm going to be reviewing The Midnight Sky, which was directed and starring George Clooney. It premiered on Netflix yesterday, but theatrically it premiered, I believe, December 11th. I've been very excited about this movie because George Clooney is one of my favorite actors. I haven't seen him in many movies in the last couple of years, so I was pretty happy to see him, in a new movie. He does look a lot different in this movie. Usually, he's a clean-cut guy, definitely an attractive man. But in this movie, they certainly have him not looking like himself. If I didn't know that George Clooney was playing that movie, I probably wouldn't know that it was him. Maybe the eyes would give it away, but he certainly looks different in this movie than any of the movies that he's played in the past. So, this movie, it kind of reminds me of like an Armageddon. If you like the Armageddon movie and the whole idea of like people in outer space and the whole like sacrifice thing to keep their family safe and all that, this movie certainly reminded me of that. Just the only difference is this movie was the opposite of Armageddon. Um, in the movie Armageddon, they pretty much, the dad risked his life to save, all the other people that were on the ship so that the love of his daughter's life can go back to Earth and be with her and live with her and do all that other stuff. So the dad ended up dying. In this movie, the dad did still die, but instead of him staying in space, he stayed on Earth and pretty much let his daughter know that she can't come back. So let's get into a brief review. So this movie was very long. My attention span is kind of long because I think I watch a lot of shows and a lot of movies are about 90 minutes long. This was a solid 2 hours. At least I felt like it was. It was a solid 2 hour movie. Um, so just a very brief review of it. It's about a man named Augustine who's a scientist. His job is to find a planet that's habitable for Earth because the Earth is going to hell. Radiation and heat is killing all of the life on Earth, human beings, animals, the whole 9 yards. And he's stationed in the Arctic Circle. Everyone that was up there with him left. He stayed because he was terminally ill. So he knew that he was going to die anyway. And the Arctic Circle was kind of the last place on Earth to be affected. I'm guessing because it's made of mostly ice, but the radiation was getting up there to him. While he was up there alone, pretty much wasting away, waiting for his demise, he realizes there's a kid there, a little girl. Pretty much gives him the will to live, and he realizes that he has to get to this antenna, which was miles away from where he was stationed, so that he can let his daughter know not to come back from Earth. Now, his daughter was also an astronaut. She had gone to this other planet named K23 or something like that. And she and four other people, including the captain, who is her baby's daddy, um, they were making their way back to Earth. So he and this little girl travels, through the snow, storms, and they see a whole bunch of scary stuff. They almost get killed a few times. But when they finally make it there to the antenna, he's able to reach his daughter, Iris. Now, while he's on this quest to get to his daughter to tell her not to come back to Earth, his daughter is on this quest to get back to Earth. And during that time, one of the crew members died. She was very close friends with that crew member, so it was pretty sad when that happened. Um, so he reaches her a little bit, but it gets all choppy. So he didn't fully reach his daughter until she got closer to Earth. And at that point, she had seen the planet and saw the destruction. And pretty much her whole team knew that the Earth was destroyed. There was really nothing to go back to from outer space. You can see the fire and you can see the explosions. It was a scary sight. So two of the crew members decided that they wanted to go back home anyway. They had families, and then one of the guys that were on the ship, he felt like the crew member that had died, whose name is Maya, she deserved a proper burial. So they decided to go back. It was pretty much a suicide mission, but at that point, those two really didn't have the a will to live, so they decided to go back. So they got on this other ship that was attached to that spaceship, and they headed on back to Earth, leaving Iris and the captain slash baby daddy and her unborn child on the ship. When she finally does speak to Augustine, she doesn't know that Augustine is her dad. In fact, during the movie, as the viewer, you don't even know that Augustine is, her father. You kind of have an idea that he knows who she is because he went through all the trouble to send her that message. But you don't find out until the last scene that that is actually his daughter. In fact, the little girl that he's been traveling with is a figment of his imagination. She doesn't even really exist. She is a small version of his daughter Iris, who is actually in space. I guess that was a figment of his imagination, giving him the will to live and the will to keep going so that he can give this daughter this message. He never reveals to the girl that he is her dad, but he does find out that she admires him, and she feels like he is the reason why she decided to go into the profession that she went into. Yeah, they don't even have proper goodbyes to each other. They get cut off, and then that's that. So it ends with her and the captain pretty much making their way back to this beautiful planet, that they knew human beings could inhabit it. I hope I'm saying that right. So that's pretty much a review of the movie. So my thoughts on the movie, I thought the movie was pretty good. There are some things that I would like to point out about the movie. One thing is there are a lot of flashbacks in the movie, and while you're watching it, it can be a little bit confusing because it circles back a lot, and it's just a lot going on. And it's kind of hard to just keep track of everything, but then towards the end of the movie, it all kind of it comes together pretty nicely at the end of the movie. But the part that I thought, now that I know the ending, the part that I thought was confusing is in the beginning of the movie, there's a woman who's like frantic, she's going crazy, and she's like, where's my daughter? I lost my daughter, whatever, whatever. And then this lady tells her, oh, she got on a ship with somebody else. She just left. You just missed her. Come with us. You'll find her. So then he finds the little girl, or who we thought was a real little girl in the movie. So I think they put that part in there to kind of throw off the viewers because it makes you assume the whole time that the little girl that's on the station with him is that lady's daughter, when in all actuality, that's not that lady's daughter. That lady's daughter, who knows, maybe she found her, but I feel like that was put in there to kind of keep you on your toes. But that part does make you a little bit confused in the end. But the little girl who's on the ship with him, not a real kid, completely separate from that lady's child that was lost in the beginning of the movie. Also, during the movie, you'll see like these flashbacks of like this guy with the black hair. His girlfriend tells him that she's pregnant, and then she tells him that she's not pregnant. Well, she is. It's Iris, and that was actually his flashback. I don't know if any of you guys caught that, but during the movie, I was really confused about that, and I didn't realize that was him and her until the end of it all. One thing that I really liked what they did at the end of the movie is it kind of had like this Adam and Eve kind of thing going on. They ended the movie openly. It had like an open ending, and I hope they do a follow-up movie to this because I feel like they could do a lot with that. So pretty much Iris and the captain slash baby daddy, they're gonna be like the Adam and Eve of this new gorgeous planet. There's no other human life there, or not that they know of at least. So pretty much they're starting off fresh and new there, and they're going to be the first human beings there. So I thought that that aspect of the movie was kind of cool. But during their last conversation, he does let her know that there are some people that are like underground, but it's temporary. So that does kind of show that not everybody on Earth dies. So I wonder, if they do make a second movie, I wonder if those people that are underground would make their way to said planet. so I do find that pretty cool, and I do hope they make a second movie. All in all, I think the movie was pretty decent. If I had to rate it on a scale of 1 to 10, I would give it about an 8. I think it was executed pretty well. Um, and I do recommend watching it if you haven't already done so. Definitely has like that sci-fi feel to it, and I am a big fan of the outer space. So any movie about the outer space for me, especially if it's not low budget, I can't see how you can make a low budget outer space movie, but still would automatically get about a 5 for me because I do love the outer space. Um, yeah, those are my thoughts of the movie. If you have seen it and you have like any comments you want to share, please do. In the comment section, make sure you like and subscribe, and share. And also, Merry Christmas. Today is Christmas Eve. So I think this is a perfect movie to watch as well on Christmas. After you're done doing whatever you do on the holiday, definitely sit down with the family with some popcorn, chocolate, whatever you eat. Certainly a good family movie to watch. It's a little bit sad at times, but it is a pretty good storyline. So that's it for now. I hope you guys have a good and safe holiday, and I hope you're all doing well. And until next time, peace.